Chess is more than a game. It's strategy, it's intelligence, it's friendship. Welcome to my world. Welcome to my channel. The game has just begun.
Hi chess friend, I'm here to show you the game number 5 that was played in the World Championship by Magnus Carlsen and Ian Nepomniachtchi. In this game, Nepo plays with white pieces and Carlsen with black pieces. Until now we had 4 draw, and this is the game number 5. We can begin together to see. Nepo opens with e4, Carlsen with e5. Nepo plays knight f3, knight c6 by Carlsen, bishop b5, a6, bishop a4, knight e6 by Carlsen, attacking the pawn, and Nepo castle. Bishop e7. Here you don't capture the knight because you attack the knight with the rook, so it's not so good. Bishop e7, rook e1 defending the pawn, and b5 by Carlsen. Bishop b3, typical move, typical begin, castle by Carlsen, and now a4 by Nepo, attacking the pawn. Rook b8, not so common move. This was played by Duda versus Carlsen this year, so not a new move. Rook b8 to defend this pawn, and Nepo here capture. a4 b5, a4 b5, and now this rook is on this open a file. h3 by Nepo, typical move to control g4 square and blocking the knight on f6, and this bishop when this pawn is pushed, and now d6. c3 by Nepo. This is a typical idea to push d4 and controlling have a nice center, controlling the center. And now Carlsen plays b4, attacking the pawn. Here Nepo prefers to play d3, a more conservative move to keep this pawn, control of this pawn. And now Carlsen capture, Nepo capture, and keep this queen here to defend this bishop. d5 by Carlsen, that pushes the pawn in the center. Here Nepo plays knight d2. It's not so well here capture the pawn, because here follows knight capture, bishop capture, and queen capture. It's a typical way to play in this type of position. When you play in the center and you have a threat of capturing, you should wait always, because if you capture for first, the position of your opponent will improve. So it's better remain without capture and wait for the capture of your opponent. So knight b2, a good move by Nepo, and now d4 e4, d4 e4, and bishop d6, queen c2 by Nepo, and h6 by Carlsen. The reason is always block the square for the knight and for the bishop. Bishop on c1 and knight or f3. Knight f1, typical move to keep the knight, to put the knight on g3, and maybe can jump on the f5 in the future. And Carlsen prevents a control more the square with the knight e7. Knight g3 by Nepo, and now knight g6 by Carlsen. Bishop e3 and queen e8 by Carlsen. Here Nepo plays rook d1. This move attacks his bishop and prevents this pushing because the bishop is hanging. So bishop e6 by Carlsen to control this diagonal and attacks this bishop, the bishop of Nepo. Here Nepo plays bishop a4, a really strong move, attacks the queen. This bishop on this diagonal is more useful. And Carlsen retreats the bishop. Nepo plays knight d2, and Carlsen captures the bishop. Bishop 4a4, queen 4a4, queen 4a4, and rook 4a4. Now the queen are not more in the chessboard. Rook a8, and now rook d for a1 is a typical way to play this. You don't capture, because if you capture, you allow the a file for your opponent, for the rook of your opponent. You prefer to keep this. So if the opponent capture, you keep the control of a file. This is a way to play with the rook. So here Nepo plays rook a1, and here Carlsen capture rook a4. With this move, Carlsen means that want to use a rook in a different way, in a different file, and plays so rook b8 to maybe some attack here, or rook b3, rook b1, not now because there is a knight, or rook b2, an infiltrating, a nice infiltrating of rook. Rook a6 by Nepo, attacking this bishop, preventing always this move. And now knight e8, king f2 by Nepo, knight f8 by Carlsen. We continue with the game. Knight f5, attacking this bishop. And here Carlsen plays knight e6. This is not a problem because this knight control d6, this pawn control d6. Here Nepo continues with knight c4, attacking, putting more pressure on d6. And now rook d8 by Carlsen, f3 by Nepo, and f6 by Carlsen, g4 by Nepo, king f7, h4, bishop f8, king e2, knight d6 by Carlsen, knight capture, bishop capture, and h5, a very close position, completely draw. So bishop f8, rook a5, king e8, rook d5, rook a8 by Carlsen, rook d1, rook a2, rook d2, rook a1, rook d1, rook a2, rook d2, and rook a1, rook d1. And in this position, the two players agree to a draw. There is no possibility to make something in this position. They play really well and solid this time, and there is no possibility to do something to beat something. Now we had the game number 5 draw, 12 point for part. This means that remain 9 game. We have to reach 14 games in the championship. Long time game. And thank you for watching my video. I hope you enjoy. And I really hope that you will remain with me on the chess, World Championship chess. I really like a lot these two players. Nepo is so creative, so particular player, and Carlsen is so strong. So we have the possibility to see a really high level, and yeah, a lot of draw, but a really high level, and it is difficult to do something when the level is so high. So for me, it's not boring, uh, this type of game. So tomorrow we will see the game number 6 together, and thank you really for watching my video, and bye. See you soon.